皆さん、英語のそーたです。
And I'm Riley.
Riley, please listen. I made a new announcement.
Okay.
皆さん、台本なし英会話レッスンは土曜朝だいたい9時頃に配信される番組でございます。気に入っていただけたときは、レビューを、評価、4でも5でも、4か5か6か8か10で、つけていただいて、そして、台本なし英会話レッスンに出てくる番組の単語は、インスタグラム台本なし英会話レッスン専用のアカウントに載せております。気に入っていただけたときは、ぜひ、学習者の方に広げてください。僕は英語のソータで調べていただくと、インスタとか YouTube とかいろいろ出てきます。語学書も作ってます。今、スピークアウトという単語帳が出ております。ライリーは RD3XD で調べてください。1ヶ月に1回くらい多分投稿されると思います。
Yeah.
Yes, new announcement. Do you like it?
Yeah, thanks. Yeah,
Really?
very good.
Really?
I mean, it's true. I don't think you said anything wrong.
Oh, sorry.
I don't think you said anything wrong. It's true.
You mean you don't post anything?
Yeah, basically.
Not anything though. Yes.
Rarely, very rarely. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's important to be consistent, which means letting everybody know that this episode, this podcast will be updated every Saturday around 9 a.m.
Right.
And
I think
also-
that's definitely good. Yeah.
yeah. And also, we need to get new reviews on podcasts on Apple stuff. On Google. No, Apple. Apple Podcasts or something.
I think. Yeah. I don't know. Maybe there's Google Podcasts. I have an iPhone, so I use Apple Podcasts mostly.
Yeah, so I just wanted to have this kind of announcement every time. I mean, in each episode or something. But I'll think about the length. Yes.
That was pretty short, I think.
Oh, thank you. But I cannot hear your voice well today.
Really?
Because of my sound setting or something. But can you keep
I
talking?
don't know. Yeah. I'm right next to the microphone. I mean, like I can't get much closer without kissing it. So.
Yeah, this time, Riley's announcement. 3, 2, 1, go.
My announcement. Yeah, maybe sometime in the next month I'll post something to Instagram. I don't know what, but probably not. Don't hold your breath.
Yeah.
That's my announcement.
Yes. Maybe, yeah. Yeah, I can hear you now. Thank
Okay.
you. はい、皆さん、ちょっと冒頭ね、いろいろ喋ってたんですけれども、ごめんなさい、今日ちょっと僕、もしかしたらスピーカーにしてるから、ライリーの音、たまにキャッチ、1回でできない時あるかもしれないんですけど、ちょっと聞きづらくて、でもライリー側の問題じゃなかったので、はい、そこは様子見ながらにさせてください。どうですか皆さん、さっきのアナウンスメント気に入っていただけましたか？あんななんかね、9時頃とかね、あんな気に入っていただけるわけないとは分かってるんですけれども、なんか、ポッドキャストを長く続けていくにあたってっていうお話を最近よくするじゃないですか。原点に帰ってみようと思いまして、確か昔のエピソードは、台本なし英会話レッスンはこういう番組でみたいなのを最初にアナウンスメントちゃんと入れて、で、土曜の何時にあの時朝9時に行って決めてたと思うんですけど、最近はちょっと100% 9時ぴったりは厳しいなと思ってるので、前後しちゃう時あるなと思うので、9時あたりとか、なんか、そういうのをちゃんと皆さんに知ってもらわないといけないなと思いまして、はい、アナウンスメント入れさせていただきました。あとはなんかね、レビューとかも大事なんですって。なんですか、こういろんな人に知っていただくためには。なので、まだちょっとレビューしたことないよっていう方は、もう星5か6か8で、5しかないんですけどね、5までしかないんですけど、5か8か10で、ポンって星だけでも押していただいたり、あるいはなんかこの番組こんなんだよって書いていただけたら嬉しいなと思います。はい、始めろと怒られそうなので始めます。Friday, are you ready?
Yep.
ソータと
Riley no
台本なし英会話レッスン。
Episode 354.
All right, what is the topic for, what is the topic for, episode 345?
54, right?
54, Riley.
Yeah. It's reading books. And why don't people read books anymore?
はい、今回のお題は、読書をなぜしなくなったのか、あるいは読書関係のトピックを扱わせていただきたいなと思います。Um, I divided the last episode, the previous episode, into two, so perhaps we might
Oh, is
have
it
to
three?
add one. そう、ごめんなさい。最近数字皆さんおかしかったらすいません。前回のエピソードを2個に分けたので、もしかしたらもう1個数字が増えてるかもですけど、はい、そこら辺は、9時頃と同じ感じで354ぐらいだと思っていただけたらなと思います。はい、
Okay.
昔ね、よくね、この、読書についての、リクエストをいただいていて、同じような形で、読書しますかとか、読書の習慣についてっていうのをいただいてたんですね。なので、ちょっとお名前とかは、控えさせていただきますが、結構ね、いろんな方からたくさんいただいてたんですよ。なので、今のこのタイミング、ちょうど僕もね、英単語帳スピークアウトを世に出させていただいて、本というものに、いろいろと考えることもあったりするので、あと書店がね、すごい減ってるとか、ねえ、なんかもう本を読まなくなってるとかいろいろあるじゃないですか。なので、はい。それについて話していきたいなと思います。Actually, I got so many requests about reading books, but I think it's been changing compared to, I mean, the way we think about reading books has been changing compared to when I got this request, for example, 5 years ago or 6 years ago. But as you said in the title, people perhaps, yeah, don't read books recently compared to before. And about bookstores, the market is also shrinking. Why is that? Or yeah, I want
Mm.
to focus on that kind of thing. But anyways, I got a lot of requests about this topic, but now I decided to talk about this because I also published an English study book, and also yeah, you like reading books, so I think now it's the right timing.
Okay. Yeah.
So, first of all, yes, in America too, do you think people don't read books recently?
Yeah. I think, I mean, if anything, probably people in America read books less than people in
Oh,
Japan. Like,
really? Less?
I think so. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, can you analyze this situation?
Sure. Like, I think in, okay, I don't ride the train too much, but when I do ride the train, I'll see a few people reading books on the train.
You mean
Um,
in Japan?
in Japan, yeah, in Japan.
Mm-hmm.
On the Kotoden in Takamatsu.
Mm.
I'll see people reading books on the train. Uh, when I lived in New York, and granted this was 10 years ago,
Mm.
it was pretty rare. Maybe one person would be reading a book out of everyone like in the car, but you know,
Mm.
it's like 50 people in the car, so one out of 50 is not very many.
Mm.
Um, on the Kotoden, it'll be like 12 people in the car and like two or three people will be reading books. So I
Mm.
think it's much more common here. And granted, it's usually older people, I would say, not older, but like 30 plus, right?
30
20,
plus old?
no, but older. It's not
Mm.
old, of course.
Mm,
I'm
mm.
30, but
Oh, I got it. Not younger,
yeah,
older.
not younger people. Younger people. I mean, sometimes you'll see like a junior high school student like with their textbook out
Mm,
studying, but I don't count that. That's not really reading books.
mm,
Uh, but yeah. So I think from like my experience, just like what I see, reading is still more popular in Japan than it is in America, but I think it's still not as popular as it used to be, of course.
mm. Makes sense. But yeah, why do you think Americans don't read as many books as Japanese?
Um, hmm. I think a lot of it is probably about the like way books are sold in America versus in
Oh,
Japan.
that's what I wanted to know. Hmm.
Yeah. So I think that in America, like if you buy a new book, for example, like I have a favorite author who's still writing called Karl Ove Knausgaard. He's Norwegian, and he's still putting out like new books. But each time he puts out a new book, the first edition, right, the first version is like hardcover, and it's like $30 or $40.
ああ。
Very like really expensive, whatever that is, like 6,000 yen or something for a
う
book.
ん。うん。
Um, but in Japan, now I don't read the newest books in Japan because I don't read Japanese very well.
うん。
Um, but I feel like they're much much cheaper to buy a new book in
Yeah,
Japan.
around 2000.
Yeah.
うん。So,
And sorry,
oh,
one more
sorry.
thing.
Go ahead.
If
Yeah.
you want to read an old book, like I bought the only Japanese book I've read, like Japanese novel I've read is Kitchen by Yoshimoto Banana,
うん。
and that's an old book, right? And I bought that for at like 250 yen,
うん。
like in a one of the I forget what they're called now. They're like smaller books. You know what I mean?
small, う
They're
ん、
like the size of a postcard. Like
文庫本文庫
yeah, yeah,
う
yeah, yeah. That
ん、う
sounds
ん。
right. Yeah.
Yeah, so it costs around 6,000 yen on average for each book.
I think for like a new hardcover book, yeah, it would be
あ
$30 or $40 is like
あ、
kind of normal.
う
Yeah.
ん。なるほどね。はい。今回ね、その本ということにまつわることをいろいろ話したいなと思ってるんですけど、本ってね、ただ読書だけじゃなくて、作る側の視点っていうのを僕は大人になって感じたり、あとはそのマーケットという意味で、こうね、市場がすごく縮小している状態だったり、で、まあ日本とアメリカでどれだけその本を読む習慣というところに、こうね、違いがあるのかとか、いっぱいなんかこう聞きたいことあるなと思うんですけど、一つはライリーの視点から見て、日本人の方がまだ、読んでるよねっていう。で、アメリカでは less って言ってましたけれども、こう少ないっていうね。で、何々ほどは何々ないっていう文章。ライリーなんかいろいろ言ってたよね。Right? Can you make those sentences again? Like not as blah 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 as Japanese or something like that. Example sentences.
Sure. Not as common. Is that what I said? I don't remember.
Uh, in my case, I said not as many books. They don't read as many books as
Okay, okay.
Japanese. そう、これで日本人ほどは多くは読まないよねっていう。not as ほにゃらら as で何々ほど何々じゃないよねっていう。Can you give us another example? Sentence?
Um, there aren't as many trains in America as in Japan.
うん。そう、日本ほどは、電車が、たくさんはないっていう。そう、さっき、確かね、as popular as it is, in the States とか、なんかそういう文章とかもね、ラリー作ってくれてたと思うんですけど、そう、as の後ろに it is、まあ、過去、後ろ popular っていうのがね、あのーまあ、とにかく as it is とかっていう形にもなってたので、それまた、巻き戻してちょっと聞いていただいて、これで何々ほどは何々ないっていう意味ですね。まあ、つまり、日本ほどはやっぱりこう、アメリカでは読んでないと思う、今でもっていう。で、昔でも日本の方が、こう、読んでたよねっていう。僕はなんか、in my case, I felt like, for example, on the airplane, I see, I don't know, Americans or yeah, but anyways, Western people, oh, European, I don't know. Yeah, reading books compared to Japanese. I don't see those things frequently, but when I got on the airplane, I felt like, oh, a lot of Western people or Americans or foreign people were reading books. I felt like so. But
Mm,
yeah, from your perspective, Japanese read more.
yeah, I think so.
なるほどね。僕はなんか外国人の方が、なんか飛行機とかね、そんな僕飛行機乗るわけちゃいますけれども、なんか乗った時とかに、結構読んではるなとかっていうイメージだったんですけど、そう、ライリーからすると日本の方がすごく読むっていうことですね。日本の方の方が。で、理由として、その本の売られ方、アメリカでは一冊やっぱ新冊っていうのかな、新しい本ってなったら、まあ、新古本かな、ハードカバーで6000円ぐらいするんですって。日本はやっぱ1500とか2000円ぐらいの周辺だと思うんですよね。やっぱそういう違いもあるよねっていうことでしたね。うん。 Then, in the past, do you think people were reading more books, even in America?
Yeah, I mean, yes, definitely.
Um,
Um, and I think like I said, with buying new books, they're hard like the new hardcovers are that expensive. You can get books for cheaper than that, of course. Um, and the cheapest way to do it is buying used books,
mm,
which I think, well, I know used to be more common in the
mm,
past.
mm,
Right now, buying used books is not as easy as it used to be because a lot of the bookstores are gone, right? Like a lot of the used bookstores.
mm, mm,
We, I don't know, my town where I grew up had a few used bookstores, and even then, that was in like I was probably going there around 2012, 2011, something like that, 15 years ago, whatever. Uh, and even then, they were talking about how like used bookstores were struggling. It was hard for them,
mm,
but now they're probably gone. I think
mm,
I'm almost positive if I looked up those bookstores now that they don't exist anymore. I'm not sure
mm,
though.
mm. Yes, I want to focus on that aspect. Used books.
Hmm.
I didn't, or I had never thought about this aspect when I was a student because I wanted to get a cheap book if I could. But now, yeah, I sometimes publish a book, then I feel like they sell their books after reading them. For example, on Mercari or those apps, second hand
Mm-hmm.
apps, then for authors, I don't think, that's really good, but I really understand and I accept and this situation, and then I don't say, oh, people shouldn't do that. But from the perspective of authors, even in the past, people went to the old used book stores. Then, what do you think about this aspect, Riley?
Um, I think people used to do it in the past more than now.
Mm,
I think it used to be more normal to do that.
mm,
And yeah, I do understand that it could hurt the authors in that if you're buying a used book, then you're not buying, the new one, you're not paying the author.
mm, mm,
Um, that's true. Um, yeah, to be honest, I never really thought about that because
mm,
I personally, I was almost never buying like, how can I say this? Recent books
mm,
used. Does
mm,
that make sense?
mm,
Like, I would go to the bookstore and buy like, you know, classic books. Like
mm,
I would read like Virgil's Aeneid. It's a
mm,
book that was written in Rome like 2000 years ago or something, right? Like
mm. It's
so
always used.
yeah, that book
Um,
that author has been dead for forever.
mm,
Um, or like The Lord of the Rings, which is a newer book, but
mm,
still that author has been dead for I don't know, 50 years or something. So
mm,
like, maybe somebody, his kids or whatever, would get money if I bought the book new, but I don't care that much.
mm, mm,
Like,
mm. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Um, I feel like recently people sell used books more compared to the past. Of course, the second yeah, used book stores are decreasing, but instead there are those free market apps. Not free market. Those apps.
sure.
Um, yeah, used. How can we explain those apps? Second-hand apps or something?
Sure, something
Mm,
like that. Yeah.
yeah. So I think it's more common compared to the past, I guess. Then I brought up this topic because the market is shrinking because people don't go to bookstores and then they sell those items on these apps, then authors not get paid well, then they don't want to write or they don't want to do that kind of job. And then the market itself will shrink, of course. I feel like there it's such a vicious circle. Yeah, that's why I
Mm.
wrote it up. Um, but yeah, I cannot say all people should buy new books at bookstores. I cannot say that. And I would do the same thing. I mean, like selling used books on those apps if I was not a author or something. So, hmm, that could be one of the reasons why the market is shrinking. Can you guess, or can you come up with another
Yeah.
reason why it's
Well,
shrinking?
I mean, I think the reason it's shrinking is because people don't read anymore. People don't want to read. They want to
Oh,
scroll TikTok, right? Like
oh,
watch YouTube or whatever. Like, I
mm,
mean, that's why people don't read. Or that's
mm,
why people don't buy books, is because they're not reading.
mm.
Like,
So it's more
I mean,
fun.
even me, I say that I like reading, right?
Mm.
I do, but I probably still spend more time in a day on YouTube than I do
Oh,
reading a book. Like,
mm.
I don't say one of my hobbies is watching YouTube, even though I probably do it more than I read.
Oh. Yeah, I was gonna ask you this question, but still, why do you read books? Although there are those many, yeah, social media contents, that's what I was gonna ask you, but you cannot answer this.
No, I can. I mean, I do
You
still
can.
read,
Okay.
and I
Then
think,
let me
and I
translate first.
sure go ahead.
Can I? Or, oh, you
Yeah.
wanna add something?
No, no, go ahead. Go ahead.
うん。はい。次ね、そのライリーに、この今の時代でもライリーがその本を読む理由って何なのかっていう、その僕にないものとしてライリーが持ってるのは本を読むっていうところなので、そこ聞きたいなと思ってたんですよね。で、まあ一個ね、話の流れでこう上がりましたけど、こう中古の本っていうところに、僕も学生の頃、本当に何にも考えたことなかったですし、自分が本を出すという立場になってなかったら考えなかっただろうなと思うんですけれども、一個共有したかったのが、この本の市場というものが、こうね、縮小していって、こう著者にとってもそうですし、そうですね、この業界自体がもうどんどん衰退している理由の一つに、僕はこのフリマアプリ、フリーマーケットじゃないですけど、まあ、セカンドハンド、中古のね、アプリが、あるからっていうのもあると思ってるんですよね。で、昔もまあ、ブックストアとか、じゃあ、ビッグカメラ、違う、そうビッグカメラ、ブックオフか。そう、ああいうもうどれがどれかわからなくなった。そう、ブックオフとかね、昔はもっとあって、今は減ってきてっていうのもあると思いますけど、僕はなんか今の時代の方がポンポンポンって人が、もう読んだ本とか、ね、こう、売ってっていう時代になってると思うんですよね。なんかそこに、こう、悪循環はあるなと思っていて、ただ言いたいのは、それをやるべきじゃないと本当に思わないんですよ。もうそれが今の時代の流れなので仕方ないですし、ね、もうそうなるのもしゃあないんだろうなと思うんですけど、なんかこう、そうですね。こう本屋さんで人が本を買わないとなると、やっぱり本屋さんは潰れる。で、もちろん著者にも入らない。ってなると、どんどん著者へのその仕事としての取り分とかって、ね、本当にこう少ない。で、本ってもう何十万部とか売れなきゃ本当に仕事としてならないので、まあそうならない時代ってなるともう著者は本書きたくない。で、なんかどんどんここが衰退していくってなってるんだろうなっていうのがあって、今、ライリーに、そのね、中古の本についてどう思うっていう話題が上がってました。まあ、ただ原点にお話をちょっと戻すと、昔はもっとね、中古の本とかがあったから安く買えたからもっと人は読んだと思うっていう。でも今はアメリカの話ですよ。中古の本がアメリカでは減ってきてるから、その本屋さんがね、読まなくなってるんじゃないかなっていう、その日本とアメリカの、ね、読書する人の割合の数の減少の理由について話してましたね。で、もう一個はね、その SNS コンテンツが今増えてますと。But still, why do you like reading books, Riley?
Um, I think that, well, okay, to put it simply, when I read a book, when I'm done reading, for the day, let's say I read for half an hour, whatever, I feel good after that. And I like think about what I read and it like I don't know, affects my brain, whatever, my life kind of for the future.
Mhm.
Whereas when I sometimes if I watch an interesting YouTube video, I will think about it later.
Mm.
But most of the time, especially if it's an Instagram reel, like something short like that,
Mm.
as soon as I'm finished watching it, I forget about it.
Oh.
Right? Like, I talk about my favorite books that I read in college 10, 11, 12 years ago still,
Mm.
right?
Mm.
But there's no way, I mean, Instagram Reels didn't exist that long ago, but there's no way in 10 years from now I'll be talking about my favorite reels, right? There's just no chance.
Very interesting. Mm. Yeah, what do you think is the difference? Let's
I mean,
say the contents were the same. Then what would be the difference?
well, some, okay, the contents are the same. I think that's kind of impossible, but some
Mm.
people now, like movies, for example. I know we're talking about books, but let's talk about long form versus short form.
Mm.
A movie, let's say it's usually at least 90 minutes, could be 2 hours, whatever.
Mm.
Uh, a reel is like, I don't know what the max is, a minute or something, right? A couple minutes maybe.
Mm.
It's really short. Some people watch movies on TikTok,
Mm.
right? They'll watch 20 short videos of like the most interesting scenes from a movie.
Mm.
Right? I remember actually, I used to, well, I still do, go with some friends on Friday. We'll go to somebody's house and watch a movie together, like four or five friends,
Mm.
and watch a movie together. And I remember a couple of times we'd watch a movie, and one of my friends would say, "Oh, I saw this on TikTok. I saw this on TikTok." Like every few minutes during the movie, he would say, "Oh, I saw this scene already, like on TikTok."
Mm.
But I think watching the best 10 scenes from a movie on TikTok is not the same as watching the whole movie
Mm.
like in one
Mm.
sitting, right?
Yeah, that's a good point. And also, I feel like there are some reasons why, you know, those contents won't linger.
Mm.
Um, One should be passive versus active. When it comes to books, maybe people choose to read the books. So I think they are proactively try to get information from the content. But on Instagram, maybe, yeah, passively they get information. And of course, those information won't linger, will disappear soon. And
Mm.
also, whether or not it's reliable, I feel like that could be another reason. When it comes to,
Mm.
yeah, when it comes to publishing books, there are so many people involved, editors, and then, yeah, checking information, everything. So compared to, yeah, the process of how it's been made, I think books can be more reliable. That's my analysis.
Yeah, yeah, I think with reliability, it is
Mm.
possible to put out unreliable books, but yeah, it's probably more difficult. But I think the active and passive thing is really interesting,
Mm.
where like I think maybe one another reason people don't read books that much is it takes genuine effort. You have
Mm.
to try to read.
Mm.
Like you have to sit down and kind of like be quiet and like I don't know, calm your mind
Mm.
for a little while and you have to like read. You have to think about what's on the page. You have to probably try to understand words that are not like the easiest, right? Like it
Mm.
takes some effort to read a book.
Mm.
Um And I think that that's both, bad because it makes it harder to read. Like even I myself,
Mm.
like will sometimes think like, oh, I'm too tired to read, or I don't want to read right now. I'd rather just watch YouTube because it's like easier, right? It doesn't take any effort.
うん。
But it's also good because it means that you like because you are putting in effort to do it, you feel like you should get some reward from that. You want to get more from the book because you have invested in it.
う
That
ん。
makes sense.
う
Like
ん。
it's like the same thing. I don't know. If you get something for free, you might not care as much about it as if you saved up a lot of money to get it.
うん。
So it's kind of like that idea.
うん。Yeah, effort or non-effort. うん、それも確かにありますよね。うん、linger とか、あとは hold your breath も、言わなきゃと思って忘れてた。ライリーが一番最初に言ってたやつ。やったらいい
Oh,
よね。
don't hold your breath, I
あ、
said.
そうそうそう。うん、don't hold
Yeah,
your
yeah,
breath.
yeah.
そう期待しないでっていうところと、それ言わなきゃと思ってずっと忘れて今思い出した。あとは、ずっと残る、心に残るっていう言葉ですね。ちょっと難しい単語はね、出てきましたけれども。でも、こういうのも簡単に言い換えると、I'll remember the content forever 一生覚えてるとかでも大丈夫ですからね。その難しい単語は使いすぎる必要はないので、ちょっとスピークアウトがね、そういうコンセプトなので、ちょっと今気になったので共有ですけれども。そう、なんかね、その人、
Wait, sorry, do you want me to write down I'll remember the content forever? Did I say that?
Uh, no, you don't need to. Thank you.
Okay,
I
okay.
just wanted to say we can say simply too. You don't need to
Oh, right,
use,
right.
yeah, difficult words like linger. で、
Sure.
うん、もともとのこのディスカッションが始まったのは、ライリーはなぜそれでも本を今の時代に読むのかっていう、で、面白いな、確かになと思ったのが、例えば、今読んで10年後にもあの本良かったよって語っている本に対して、SNS とかで見たコンテンツを10年後も語ってるか、いや、語ってないであろうっていう、いや、確かになと思って、うん、これがなんか本にしかないものだよなと思ったんですよね。で、じゃあ、同じコンテンツだったとして、内容が。なぜ本と SNS から得た情報で、その残り方が違うんだろうかっていうのを分析したいっていうお話になって、いろいろ上がってましたが、僕が一個思ったのは、受動か、受動の反対は何て言うんだ積極か、ごめんなさい、言葉がわかんないですけど、自分から取りに行ってるか、受け身かっていうところと、あとはなんか本ってね、本当にいろんな人が関わって、これは正しいかどうかとかっていうファクトチェックとかね、信頼性って、その SNS で発信されてるものよりは、比較的まだ信頼されやすいのかなっていうところもあったり、僕はなんかここ2つかなと思ったんですよね。でももちろん最近の本もね、もう薄っぺらい本でどんどん出ちゃってることもあるので、本が売れないからこうなっていくんですよね。でも、まあそれはしゃあないとして、そう、なので信じられるかどうかわかんないっていうところ、reliable っていう単語もね、信頼できるできないのお話ですけれども、ありますけれども、なんかここに理由があるのかなと思ったりしましたと。で、もう一個がライリーが言ってた、本をやっぱ読むって、その字を読むっていう努力をしないといけない。なので、これが僕が言ってた受け身かそうじゃないかっていうところにも関連すると思うんですけど、でやっぱその努力をしたことで記憶に残る。で、その努力っていうのはお金を払って読もうっていう努力もそうですし、やっぱ自分から取った行動とそうでないもので、ね、記憶の残り方って変わるのかなっていうお話でしたよね。そうですよね。Although I'm saying like this, I don't read books. そう、僕ね、そんな本読まないんですよ。なので、ね、こう、参考書はまた別だと思ってるので、そう、参考書はやっぱ学生の時いっぱい使いましたよ。でも、まあ、いっぱいじゃないけど、でも使いました。でもなんか本を読むっていう習慣は本当なくて、But when I was a kid, there was the only time when I was reading, it was when I was a kid. Harry Potter,
Uh-huh.
uh, Darren Shan or something. Do you know this book? Vampire
What?
Story.
No, I don't think so.
Darren Shan or I don't know how to pronounce it. ダレンシャンって皆さん知ってますかね？僕、 本を読まないんですけど、小さい時に、僕、母親がすごい本好きなんですね。もう今は、本読む気力もなくなったわ、これが年なんかなとかって言って本全く読まなくなっちゃったんですけど、あんだけ好きだった映画とかもね、もう最近見る気力ないわって見なくなってきちゃってるんですけど、そう、ちっちゃい時、夜部屋でね、寝るってなって、パッて横見たらずっと本読んでる母親だったんですよね。それこそ、指輪物語、ロード・オブ・ザ・リングのとか、いっぱい読んでて、一個、ハリー・ポッターは、これ本当に面白いよってなって、みんなで読もうってなって、家族でなんか読んで、それを共有するのが、なんか家族のコミュニケーションの時間だったんですよね。ハリー・ポッターは面白かった。小学校の時に読んだ。すごい面白かった。全部読んだんですけど、で、ダレンシャンっていうね、本があって、ヴァンパイアの、あれも面白かったなって、なんか、この話するの珍しいかもですけど、好きな女の子がね、そのダレンシャンを貸してくれるんですよ。で、その子から本を借りるために頑張って読み続けたみたいなモチベーションもあったな、みたいな、なんか懐かしいなと思いながら今やってましたが、How about you? If you tell us the best books, let's say top three, Japanese or America, what would it
Like
be?
my favorites now.
Mm.
Um,
In
oh,
your
okay.
life. In your
In
life.
my life.
Mm.
Kind of difficult. I'm gonna say this might change depending on when you ask me, but right now I'll say uh Lord of the Rings are
Mm.
some of my favorite. That's kind of a series, but I'm gonna just say that series I really
Mm.
like. And then I will say uh I mentioned Karl Ove Knausgaard. He's the Norwegian author. His
Type them later, please.
Yeah, yeah, I will.
Mm.
Oops, sorry, dropped my phone.
Mm.
His is called uh well, he has two series that I really like. One is called My Struggle.
Mm.
That's about his life and it's really good. And
Mm.
then he has the one that he's writing right now is a series called the Morning Star series. That's more I get a little bit kind of what would you call it? Magical realism. It's not fantasy really, but there's some strange
Mm.
stuff that happens.
Mm.
But it's really good. And then the last one is I'll say 2666 2666. It's a book by a Chilean Spanish author Roberto Bolaño, and that book is really really cool. It's about a city in Mexico where a bunch of sounds bad, but a bunch of women are murdered, and
Mm.
then it's not it's kind of a mystery, but it's like about all of these people kind of living around that situation. There's only a couple of people in the book who are actually trying to find out like what is happening, and the rest of it is just like what how are other people's lives affected by these things.
Mm.
Anyway, those are some of my favorite books of all time. I actually am thinking about rereading. I read 2666 in college. I'm thinking about rereading it soon because it's been 10 years or so.
うーん。なるほど。ちょっと全然タイトル覚えれなかったので、はい、皆さん、リストにね、書いてあると思うので、そこで見ていただければと思うんですけれども、Yeah, I have one more question to ask you.
Yeah.
Can you make another room?
Oh, sure.
Yeah. In Japan, there are so many enlightening books. And then maybe people are still reading books in Japan because of that, I guess. How about in the States? Do you have those self-help books?
後半に続く